What's poppin' YouTube? It's your girl Nina Simone back again with another video. Whoop, whoop. I know it's been like a little while since I've made my last video, but it is 2019 and I hope everyone had a good new year, and make sure that you guys just live this year to the fullest and have fun, no stresses, and conquer your dreams, get that money, whatever you want to do with 2019, you do you. So as you can see from the title below, I will be doing a what's it like being a varsity cheerleader in high school, and I will also be giving you guys some advice and tips on people who choose to try out for cheer. I'll be like, giving you guys the heads up of what you guys should expect when it comes to being a cheerleader. Now, I know a lot of schools are different, but I'll just give you how it is for me at my school. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm gonna just give you guys like my story of how I got into cheerleading. So it started in 7th grade, was when I joined cheer at my middle school. It wasn't professional. I mean, I guess it was. We had like cheer bags, pom-poms, and uniform, all that jazz. But it wasn't like how it is now in high school. And I like loved it or whatever. We didn't really do a lot, but I just knew that I loved to become a cheerleader. So then I went into my first year of high school. I was a freshman, and I saw that they were doing tryouts for cheer, and my mom was like, why don't you do tryouts for cheer? And I was like, I don't really want to, because I was going into a different environment, one, and two, I didn't want to be labeled as the stereotypical high school cheerleader. I didn't want to be labeled as a hoe or anything like that. So I was like, I didn't want to like deal with that kind of stress my first year of high school. Like, that's already rough. So I didn't want to like put myself through that. So I was like, I'll hold off on becoming a cheerleader and everything like that. So then it was my junior year, and then I finally decided, with some convincing from my mom and my friends, to join cheer. And let me tell you guys, it was like honestly the best thing that I've ever done. It's so much fun. You get to go to all the games. You get front row seats to all the games, of course, because you're right there on the court or the field. One thing that I can say about being a varsity cheerleader is that it's very, very hectic and busy. That's one thing that I love about cheer, is that it keeps you busy and it keeps you like engaged with school. For me, my school, our cheerleaders, we cheer for football season and basketball season. We also perform for our school's pep rallies. We do like mini performances and stuff if we're asked to. So football season is really not that busy. We just have a game every Friday, and I mean, that's pretty much it. The only like football game that's really hectic is the homecoming game, because like that day we have a pep rally and then we have the homecoming game and everything like that. So that's the only game that's really hectic. Other than that, the games are really not that hectic, and it's pretty warm during basketball season. But I mean, football season, sorry. So we don't really wear our warm-ups. Sometimes it be getting a little chilly because, it's really getting into the fall, and yeah. So, but the most busy season is definitely basketball season, because there's so many games like back to back. This year, it's not like that. So how my school works is, one year it will be a bunch of games like how it was my junior year, and then the next year it won't be as many games. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. So right now we're in the year where we don't really have a lot of games. We cheer for both boys and girls varsity basketball. We don't do JV and we don't do C team because we're varsity cheerleaders. That's the only time that it's really like hectic for me, because we have so many games like back to back, and sometimes I don't go home because like we don't have time to. We also, it's like tiring being a cheerleader almost. not almost all the time. It's very draining because the games are like maybe an hour and 30 minutes to 2 hours long, and sometimes you have double headers. And if you guys don't know what a double header is, it's when both of the teams are playing the same day. So say girls play at 5:30 and boys play at 7. That's how our school does it. That's the only time it gets really busy is because we're cheering nonstop and everything like that. When the emotional side of cheer, when I joined it, like, it wasn't like the stereotypical cheer that I thought it was going to be. Yes, you have some people who, you know, choose to like do their life how they do it, but it wasn't like that for me. I mean, I keep myself at a high pedestal, I guess you could say. So I wouldn't be out here like hoeing around and I'm a cheerleader. Like, that's just like something that I would never do, even if I was on the even if I wasn't on the cheer team. I wouldn't do anything like that. So like at our school, there's no like bullying to the cheerleaders or anything like that. There's no like, oh, she's a cheerleader, she must be a hoe. Like, it's not like that. But if it is at your at other people's schools, make sure that you present yourself in a very well-mannered way, because cheerleaders do get the most crap for everything. At least at my school, we get in trouble for everything and we get threatened all the time. We could literally raise our voice once and our teachers threatened to tell our coach for us to not cheer. So like, my advice is, when you do become a cheerleader, make sure that you're careful of what you're doing around school and don't get into fights. Don't be like hoeing around and doing all those crazy things, because it does not only does it make yourself look bad, it makes your team look bad. And it makes like other people think that your team is doing the exact same thing you are. So make sure that you just watch your behavior and watch your manners. Something that my coach always tells us when new people join the team is watch who you're around and like watch what you're doing when you're in like cheer, like when you're in cheer stuff, like in a cheer shirt or cheer uniform, like whatever you're doing or wherever you are, because that stuff can get back to the coaches or get back to the administration at school, and it wouldn't be a very good look on the rest of the team or you. So don't be drinking and smoking and posting all these other things on social media while you're in your cheer stuff. It's just common sense, I guess. But yeah, I love cheerleading. It's the most funnest thing that I've ever done. But I didn't realize how much people loved cheerleaders until I became one, because I always thought that people didn't really care about the cheerleaders as much. They still don't, but I didn't realize how much they did. Our football players and our basketball players, they love us. Like, they like seeing us at their games. Some of them do. Let me just make that clear. Some of them like us there. I don't know about everybody on the team, but I'm friends with some of the football players and some of the basketball players, and they always ask, like, are we coming to this game? Are we coming to that game? Like, stuff like that. So let me make that clear. Some of them like us there, being at their games and being supportive and whatnot. But, you know, sometimes you're not always going to get those kind of people. My team, we don't do a lot of away games, only because the away games are far most of the time. Last year we did do a lot of we did do a lot of away games, mostly for basketball, because like the school we would go to was just like maybe 15-30 minutes away. The only like away game that we did was the first football game that we had, and I actually have a vlog for that, so I'll Link that down below. That worked out. Also, some advice, be careful when you're in your uniform, because we've gone through a lot, me and my team, when it came to our uniform. Last year, our uniforms don't look like what they do now when you see in my vlog, my first football game vlog. They don't look like that. They weren't long sleeve. They were short sleeve, and the skirts were short and it had like a little slit. The skirts are still short now, but the other one was just a little bit more revealing. And we got backlash for it. Like, our principal really tried to threaten us, saying that we can't wear our uniforms to school anymore, and because it was distracting, or the male teachers were having issues with it. I honestly think that's a load of BS, because if male teachers or males in general are having an that always made me upset when people would say that it's distracting to the males and the male teachers. That's their issue, not ours. They want to be perverts. So, I mean, it's not much we can do. It's not like we customize our uniforms. They just come short like that. Like, I'm sorry. And it irritates me when people like be thinking like we trying to be hoochies and all that stuff. No, like, let me set the record straight. Our uniforms are set how they are set. They come the way that they come. It's not like we can adjust the length and whatnot. That's just how our uniforms are. And I'm sorry to everyone who has a problem with that, but that's just how our uniforms are, and you're just gonna have to like deal with that. Sorry. They are a lot better when it comes to wearing our uniforms, and the only time we ever wore our uniforms is for pep rallies, like the day of pep rallies or the first football games. That's literally the only time we wear our uniforms. It's not like we wear our uniforms like every game that we have. No, that's not the case. So, if your school is like that, just make an agreement with, like, send some suggestions to your coach and be like, hey, if you guys like really want to wear a uniform to school, just be like, hey, can we wear our uniforms to school, but wear our warm-ups with them? Because that's what we typically do. We don't just go out with our uniforms on, because like, one, it'd be really cold in the morning. Let's make that clear. It'd be cold in the morning, one, and two, it's just awkward just prancing around in our uniform during school, you know? Anyways, backlash, when it comes to being a cheerleader, you learn to handle it. It's especially in high school, because you do get the stereotype of being a hoe and being, you know, woo, I'm a cheerleader, I think I'm better than everybody. No. Like, there's certain, like, standards of being a cheerleader. Like, you have to have good grades. This is a sport. For everybody who doesn't think it's a sport, I'm so sorry to, like, burst your bubble right now. But cheerleading is a sport. We practice just like football players, just like basketball players. We go to competitions or playoffs, as the other teams call them. We do a lot, and we have the same expectations as football players and basketball players, or any other sport for that matter. We have to keep our grades up. We have to make sure that we don't have any Fs. If you have 2 Fs, you can't cheer at my school. So it's all the same. Like, if you have behavior, if you fight, you're off the team. Same reason if on a football team, if you fight, you're off the team. Cheer is a sport. I'm really sorry to bust y'all's bubble if you don't think cheer is a sport, because it is. I mean, Like, we work just as hard as any other sport. We sweat just as hard. We grind just as hard. And we put our all just as hard as you guys. So, I mean, that's just my opinion. Let me just clear this up. Everything that I'm saying in this video is just my opinion. I don't want anybody in the comments like, oh, she thinks she... No. This is just my opinion, and this is just what I feel about this topic. Cheer tryouts. My advice for people who are trying out for cheer, just have fun. Just be yourself. I know, like, in the TVs, people, like, cheerleaders are all, let's go team! Like, no, we're really not like that. We're just ourselves. So when you go into cheer tryouts, just be yourself. And don't be scared to try new things, because you will be trying a lot of new things. I don't know about other schools, but our school, we do stunt, we do competitions and stuff like that. And let me educate for the people who don't know what stunting is. Stunting is when you have 4 or 5 girls and guys, and you are basically putting somebody in the air. Let me remind you guys that cheer is a very dangerous sport. People have died, people have broken legs and everything because of cheer, because of stunting. And you have the flyer, who is the person that you see up in the air. You have the 2 bases, main and secondary, and those are the people who are helping the feet up. And then you have the back spot, which is what I am. I'm a back spot. Back spots are typically the taller girls on the team, because we can reach up, and if our flyer is falling, we can reach up and push them up. So you will be introduced to stunting. I remember I was terrified to stunt when I made the team, because I never done that before. I've never put somebody's life in my hands. You're literally putting somebody's life in your hands. That's why I say take cheer seriously, because yes, you get to run around in the cute little uniforms and you get to wave your pom-poms around and whatnot, do your makeup or whatever, but take it seriously, because it is a very dangerous sport and people can get hurt. And trust me, I've definitely gotten hurt numerous of times before in cheer. So just take it seriously. Yes, you can have fun and everything, but when it comes to stunting, take it seriously. All the games and stuff, they gotta go, because it's a serious thing. Competitions are fun, depending on what kind of competitions you do. I always love competing. I think it's so fun to do. Yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, I absolutely love cheer. Like I said, it's the most funnest thing that I've ever done, and I do definitely plan on doing cheer in college. That's a definite. It might be different. The experience might be different. It all depends on the person and how the experience is. And I also made this video to just let everybody out there know about cheerleaders and what they're about. They're not all of them are hoes, and not all of them, be doing. Let's just say that. Just be doing. There are just some genuine, nice cheerleaders who don't think they're all that because they're a cheerleader. Like myself, being a cheerleader is not my life. I'm not sitting around my school I think I'm better than you because I'm a cheerleader. No. You have to work hard to be a cheerleader. You have to work hard to be on the team. You have to work hard to do anything in life. And I don't sit around here yes, I think I'm better because I'm a cheerleader. I get to be at all the games and da-da-da-da. No, I enjoy being at the games, but it's not like I'm sitting here bragging about that. I make sure I keep my grades up. I make sure that I keep my stamina up. I make sure that I'm at all my practices if I can. And it's very difficult for me to be a cheerleader because I'm in other extracurricular activities that require my attention as well. So, I mean, that could be another video, but I'm just saying, like, if you have to be committed, like, cheer is a tiring sport and you just have to really be committed. Yes, you can be in other things like myself. I'm in choir and ROTC, and y'all already know that choir just be taking up the time just with concerts and rehearsals and stuff like that. So, I mean, you have to be committed. And yes, there will be times where you're like, ugh, I hate this team. I hate this coach. I don't want to do this anymore. And that mostly happens around competition season because the stakes are high and you want to be the best that you can and you get frustrated. Let me tell you guys right now, being frustrated is okay, especially when it comes to cheer. It's fine to be frustrated, but you have to come back and be like, okay, I'm ready to work. Like, let's move all the petty BS out of here and just we come here to work, because that's what you do when you're on a team. You come there to work, you come there to be a team player. Alright guys, I know I was like kind of rambling on in that video, but you see I'm very passionate about it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up, comment, and hit that red subscribe button, and share with your friends, your family, your pets, your grandma, your grandpa, your tia, your tío, all of them. Share it with them, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out. 19 is a prosperous to people who want to try out for